Game. We're chilling and we're watching the feeder category. Look at that corner. It looks like China, the best track in the game. It's not though. It's Zandvoort. We got wet weather today. It's gonna be wet in quali and at the start of the sprint race. And I gotta open Twitch chat on my phone. Twitch chat. There we go. I got an ad. Can't check on my own stream because I have an ad. Oh my god. Scorenzi, new driver. Stay up Corey retiring due to quali ban. Earned 4 penalty points in one go, I think, in Bahrain. That was pretty gnarly, that incident. It wasn't him actually being dirty. It was more like his dog jumping on his lap or something. So hopefully Stay up Corey ain't that bad. There we go. Now I have Twitch chat. I don't think it's loud enough. Gonna make it louder. I don't know. Oh, there you go. Scorenzi feeder reserve so far. We also have GR Bomb. That's a complete rookie. Cappuccino is coming back. That's Capo Capato from back in the day, from Nations Cup and stuff. He changed his name to Cappuccino, which is less interesting of a name. I don't know what happened there. So yeah, who else do we got that's new? Scorenzi, GR Bomb. I don't think anyone else is actually like completely new. Oh, Spangley. Spangley is new to F2. Not to the league, but to F2. From South America. Hey, Nikon. You're in the city? Ooh, Cringe gets pole. Cringe, who we're also going to see in F1 today in a Mercedes, reserving. Because he's already on enough super license points to actually get into F1 very quickly after his comeback. So, Cringe on pole, F1 Senna, Cringe and F1 Senna. It feels like it's two people smurfing from F2, F1, but it's actually only F1 Senna. Minico is also smurfing from F1, but he didn't get a time on the board. I wonder what that's about. And F1 Senna 10 milliseconds behind Cringe. Very close between these two. Spangley in the on second row in the feature race. On his F2 debut. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm gonna check if my telemetry app is okay. It is okay. Nice. Very nice. Now we're gonna do reverse grid sprint race. And this one is supposed to be wet, but only at the start. It is going to transition to cloudy very quickly, I believe. How quickly? That's hard to say. Even though you said it in the lobby, it doesn't make it like super obvious the way Cody's have set this up. Thanks to some very very generous donations from a few people, our Gaza fundraiser thingy has been going great. We also have a bonus prize from Nameless Pie, who's racing today, I believe. Bonus prize of €25 on Steam. Oh yeah, there's no formation lab, so I can't blab too much. So yeah, check out Gaza Fundraiser in the Discord if you don't know what's up. And away they go. Good start for Stay Up Corey, who was on pole due to the reverse grid. Big incident in the back involving Cringe and GR Bomb. Not sure who's at fault there. Scorenzi spins in turn 3 and picks up like 6 other cars. Oh yikes. That's the weather really messing people up clearly, but weather is realistic. It wasn't my choice. I think lots of people will blame the weather for incidents, and that's completely fair because this kind of weather, it is difficult to stay clean. Especially on a track like this, which is very curvy and windy. Stay Up Corey and Nameless Pie, the two dams. In the front row lookout right now. And 3 times behind them is Ryu. I wish I could still call this guy Capo Capato. So we see Ligo's tangling with Miniko here. Miniko making a risque overtake. Pretty on the edge there, but stays relatively clean. Are we gonna see Miniko advance further? Oh, yellow flag at the back. What was that? Oh, there's like there was like a massive slowdown for people as they got like completely thrown off the track. Some incident. GR Bomb and Satellite this time. That's the second time GR Bomb is tangling with another car on track. We'll see if GR Bomb is getting reported later or if it's GR Bomb reporting other people. Oh, Miniko are on the outside of turn 1. Swinging on the vine. Miniko does not get the position from Cappuccino. Hey, Cappuccino has a coffee-colored car. That's pretty cool. He's reserving, so that's like almost a coincidence, maybe. I don't know. Cringe fighting for P8. Gets it from Scorenzi. Did Scorenzi struggle with incidents? Or is he just at the back because of quali? Because he did well in quali. He did well in quali, I think. Oh, Ryu. Ryu battling in Sector 2. On the inside here. It's F1 Senna and the Campos. Some mild contact between the two, but that's to be expected in this weather, honestly. In these corners. Gonna go on board with F1 Senna now. Oh, Nameless Spy just lost a bit of the front wing there behind F1 Senna. I wonder what that's about. And Cappuccino fighting for the lead. Nameless Spy lost like 7 positions there. That's gnarly. I didn't really see it happen. Must have been some incident or something. You can't just lose 7 positions like that. Cappuccino's gonna be on the inside of turn 1. Who's gonna get the better exit here? Oh, it is Cappuccino, as we see Corey going a little bit wide, losing a bunch of positions there instead of just 1. Even Ryu is gonna sneak in now in his Trident. No, sorry, that's Ligo and the Campos. Oh, lots of contact there. As Corey appears to either slow down too much or the others are not like respecting the gap to the car in front. Oh, this is messy, but it's fine. Like that's the whole point of a feeder, right? That they get wild, I guess. And also this weather is tough. The weather on this track. Satellite retires. Retiring in the pits there, it seems. That's fair. Must have had some damage from incidents. It's a huge battle here behind F1 Senna. He's defending from like 5 people at a time. This is a big challenge for Formula Cringe, who was banned previously for a long period of time due to some dirty driving. And now he has to stay clean in this like massive weather, working his way up through the field. We're gonna see at the end of this if he improved as a, as a clean driver in F2. It's a good challenge for his growth as a competitor. Minico still close behind Cappuccino, who is in the lead in the PHM. I wonder which line is better through that corner. It's turn 4. I have no idea what's up with that corner and F2 cars, honestly. I would need to like look it up. Which line is better, that is, in the game. Oh, Ligote. Ligote overtakes Cringe. Cringe has any damage? No, it doesn't seem like it. Cringe did get tangled up a bit, I think, with GR Bomb at the start, so that's why I was checking. Should be getting dry now, the track. Or at least soon. I think it's not raining anymore, maybe. Maybe it is getting dry soon. No, it's still raining, because you got rain on the camera. Yeah, okay, never mind. It's gonna dry up later, I guess. So drivers forced to endure this kind of gripless weather for quite a while now. Spangley in P10, getting held back by a nameless pie. Nice clean overtake. Does nameless pie have damage? Oh yeah, nameless pie does have front wing damage, so the corners are tough for him. Yeah, there's a missing end plate on the right. Oh, and as I say that, nameless pie ends up in the gravel. Maybe planning to get that new front wing when he's changing the tires to slicks. Maybe that's the plan. Because the driver should be aware of the weather. Changing soon. Cringe and Scorenzi. Oh, Cringe loses a bit of his front wing there. Blocked by Scorenzi. Again, very hard to say right now as a commentator whether, Cringe is at fault for not respecting the gap or whether Scorenzi checked him too much, either with his brakes or by lifting too suddenly. Very hard to say. So we're gonna see in the steward's office if they report that. I don't want to blame Cringe just because he was banned in the past. Could be a lot cleaner now. He is a very fast driver after all. Cappuccino really running away from the other two in the top 3. Minico is now down over a second from Cappuccino. Now F1 Senna on Minico. As Minico has been dropping back, F1 Senna is eager to... What's that? Cringe in the pits. F1 Senna eager to fight for the lead after he overtakes Minico. And Cringe is going on softs. Oh, this is taking quite a while. It's also because of the front wing change. So rejuvenated Cringe is gonna come out of the pits on slick tires. Is this track ready for slick tires? I wouldn't say so, but it might be very, very soon. So it might be a really good decision from Cringe here. We're gonna see very quickly. Should we stay on board with Cringe for a little while? Oh, GR Bomb also heading into the pits and picking up a 5-second time penalty. Yikes. That also happens in the feeders a lot. Cringe is showing us how slicks are not really good on the track yet. Oh, F1 Senna overtake. Finally catching up to Minico. Trying to get in there. Sector 3, but Minico keeping him behind. Battle of the F1 drivers in this feeder. F1 Senna stays quite a ways behind Minico on the main straight. Not even possible to attempt a move here. Spangley, speaking of moves, Spangley on Corey in the main straight gets the slipstream, but still Similarly to F1 Senna, very far away behind his respective rival. Let's go back to Cringe and see if these slicks are doing okay. Surely the time to switch must be coming soon. It does appear that Cringe is losing time though, currently. This pit stop may have been a lap or two too quick. Yeah, very clearly. Very clear that these tires are not suitable for this track yet. Unfortunately. So Cringe's gamble is not paying off. As we hear him lock up and lose time yet again, we're gonna go back to the Prema of Spangley. Spangley getting officially added to the roster. Waps Racing from wapsracing.com says hashtag not my strategist. Yeah, I mean, it's sprint race, it's reverse grid. He had an incident at the start. I think it's cool that he went for a risky thing. You know, it makes sense. It didn't pay off, but you shouldn't be results oriented, right? You shouldn't be like, oh, that was a bad play because it ended up being unlucky, right? A bunch of people pitting now, Cappuccino and F1 Senna. So P1 and P3 basically pitting. Minico stays out. And soon enough, we will see that DRS activated notification. And that will be a sign that slick tires are indeed optimal for the track. Until then, Nameless Spy also goes in and gets a 5-second first trouble. We're gonna watch Scorenzi. In the Prema. Yeah, I'm not really feeling slicks right now. I don't know if F1 Senna and Cappuccino made the right call here either. This track does not seem very dry. Because it's so cloudy and it's not getting sunny, the temperature just isn't high enough to dry it up quicker as well. Maybe that's part of it. I'm also not sure how the game is programmed, like, because there's 12 cars and not 20, maybe it's drying up slower. Because, you know, more cars means drying the track sooner. Because there's more wet tires throwing the weather off. Hard to say what Cody's did. Scorenzi will stay on the back of Ligo here. We're gonna go to F1 Senna. Oh wait, F1 Senna actually didn't go to slicks. What? He pitted for new wets, and so did Nameless Spy and Cappuccino. Oh wow, I didn't even anticipate that. All right, fair enough. It's just Formula Cringe and GR Bomb right now on slicks, and they are paying for it. So yeah, F1 Senna and Cappuccino simply pitting for new wets, because those wets were getting old. How is Minico keeping his wets alive then? 8 laps already on these tires. And Minico is making them work. Is he losing time though? We'll see when he has to go in. Oh, yellow flag. GR Bomb going slow on the slicks. Figures. And yeah, for Cringe, this strategy not really paying off, like I said before. I thought that it's gonna, like, at least, you know, start paying off a few laps down the road, but this track is just not drying up. Cringe spins it. Oh, yikes. Yeah, I mean, this is all just these tires. They're not good enough for these track conditions, but what was Cringe to do? It stopped raining like such a long time ago, and they're still not okay. What the hell? I wonder which tires these drivers will be going for. It is wets for Ryu. What about Minico? Yep, Minico staying on wets as well. And Scorenzi switching the softs. So Scorenzi will be another gambler on track. Certainly won't get punished as hard as Cringe was, but it's still hard to say whether that's the right call. Oh, DRS enabled. Okay, there we go. So Scorenzi actually getting it absolutely perfect, I guess. Ligo's still out on his old wets. Let's show the tires for a while. Ligo, the only one who hasn't pitted yet, will be now rewarded with the privilege to pit instantly to get slick tires. So Ligo's patience will be rewarded. Miniko, after staying out for so long on his wets, actually went onto wets. As the track became perfect for slicks, he chose the wrong tire. We are maybe going to see Ryu, Miniko, and Cappuccino and F1 Senna pay for these fresh wets because it's better to have softs now. And we're probably going to see Scarenzi gain some positions at the end of this. He's 8 seconds behind P5 right now, but probably going to start doing better very soon with DRS enabled. I believe that DRS enabled always is a sign that the slicks are better. This track is a bit biased though because the track is so downforce heavy. Yeah, F1 Senna is sending fastest laps on wets now, so maybe slicks still not the best. But they will be very soon though, because DRS was enabled. But yeah, this track is so downforce heavy that it's possible that a few laps after DRS gets enabled, maybe you still want to stay on wet tires. In general, that's a good rule of thumb though, that DRS enabled means slick tires. Doesn't look like Scorenzi is making up much time to Ryu right now. He's just kind of staying in at 8.1 gap. Not really impressing with these slicks so far. And the sprint race is almost over, honestly. And Ligoat will have to pit for sure, because there's no way these tires last long enough. And no way it stays wet long enough on track. And Miniko in P4. Will these top drivers actually be encouraged to stay out forever now on these wets? That's good. That would be really tricky, but I can see that happening. Cringe pitting for a new set of slicks, I guess? I don't know what's going on there. Oh, just retiring? Okay. Decides that there's no chance for any points anymore, so retires. That's fair. Generally, you don't want to retire in feeders because you lose super license points, or rather, you lose the opportunity to acquire super license points, but Cringe probably doesn't care because he knows he can reserve an F1 now, so he doesn't need to have an abundance of them every round. And right now, F1 Senna looking like the big favorite here. The gap to Ligoat is shrinking as Ligoat is on these tires that are like absolutely about to explode. 11 lap old wets. F1 Senna catching up like 1/10 per corner, I would say. Maybe even 2/10 per corner. Cappuccino 4 seconds behind F1 Senna. All these top drivers are on wet tires though, and slicks are good now, right? Yeah, Scorenzi closing that gap to Rio. 3 seconds difference now. It used to be 8, now it's 5. But Scorenzi doesn't have much time to actually make up the gap. So even though the slicks are technically the optimal tire right now, the drivers on slicks might not benefit that much. These two Primas are still in the points though, so considering that they're rookies and this is like their first time ever in F2, it's a pretty good result anyway. Wow, really, fastest lap on wets right now. I would expect Scorenzi to get the fastest lap here. Let's see if he gets one when he crosses the line. Okay, yeah, there we go. So softs are the fastest right now, but we're so close to the end that it actually doesn't seem to matter much. F1 Senna caught up to Ligoat. Has him in his sights now. It appears that Ligoat is actually planning to risk a puncture and just stay on track. He does not need to change his tires to be able to finish the race, technically, like regulations-wise, because wet tires were involved, but he might get a puncture and be unable to finish in the points if one of his tires explodes in the next 2 laps. I got a puncture in Zandvoort once. It was fun. Oh. F1 Senna has to be careful here. As Ligo's tires degrade further and further, he becomes less and less predictable on exits, on entries. Looks like F1 Senna will make it happen now with the help of DRS on the main straight. And Ligo should be a sitting duck from Minico, who will be claiming P2 most likely soon. Scorenzi, some people were pitting, so Scorenzi actually makes up a bunch of positions. I didn't expect that to happen. Might be catching up to Cappuccino here. It's actually possible for Scorenzi to make some stuff happen here. You just overtook Cappuccino in turn 4 as Cappuccino goes off track in the PHM. And now Scorenzi is staring down the gearbox of Minico and Ligote. Ligote obviously losing out all these battles. It makes sense with the absolutely dying tires. Oh, we stay up Corey speeding in pits. That's not great. Now F1 Senna worried about Scorenzi, who is already up to P2. Wow, I didn't expect this like sudden explosion of pace from the Prema at the end here with the softs, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised because the track is getting drier and drier, right? He now has to make up 3.2 seconds to F1 Senna, who is on wet tires and dry conditions. Looking pretty possible right now. GR Bomb retiring. Maybe not concerned about super license points that much. As long as you're only interested in racing in feeders, it's totally okay to just like forego trying to earn super license points. Not a big deal. So maybe that's what's going on with GR Bomb. Scorenzi soon in the RS range of F1 Senna. It really looks like he's actually gonna win this one, because the conditions were changing rapidly over the previous lap. And F1 Senna actually gets overtaken here, gives up the position to stay clean, doesn't even try to fight for it. Nikon says shaking head my instead of shaking my head. And Scorenzi is in the lead and is a favorite to win now on his F2 debut. Dope. Spengly also making up positions. Minico in the gravel, sunbathing on the beach. Rio making up a position in his brand new slicks. Some people got the memo kind of late and went to slicks, and now they're benefiting wildly as well. Rio is one of those people. Nameless Power and Stay Up Corey as well, but they're so far behind that it doesn't make big of a difference for them. But Rio also making up positions here in the top 4 now. Should not be able to get anything more done. And it seems that F1 Senna wet tires, they are getting it done, at least for the podium. Scorenzi wins the sprint race on the F2 debut, and F1 Senna gets P2. Spengly on the soft tires on the podium as well in P3, and Ryu gets P4. Oh, Ligote overtakes Minico last second. Oh yeah, they're both on wets. It was actually just Minico recovering from the spin and the gravel. Minico takes P5 actually. And Ligote and Cappuccino and Corey will also be in the points, it seems. Or will they? Corey has a penalty. What's up with that penalty? 5 seconds. Yeah, so actually it's actually Nameless Pie who's gonna end up in the points. P8. And Stay Up Corey barely misses out on the points. But that's just the sprint race. We're gonna see feature race now in what should be fully dry weather, but there might be a plot twist and it might rain after the first few laps. I'm not expecting that to happen, but it's possible. I'm gonna quickly check Discord. Oh, Cappuccino had a puncture. I'm seeing that in Discord. I gotta show these results so that they're not lost in time and space. Okay, and race director. Always useful to show that stuff. There we go. We're gonna move on to the feature now. We're gonna jump straight into it because there's no formation lap. We had to get rid of formation lap from the league because a recent update messed it up again. We normally love formation lap here, and we like immersive stuff and that sort of things, but formation lap had to go until probably until the end of this game's lifespan, honestly, with all the new bugs that have cropped up. Waiting for players. I gotta open a window. Hey, it's Cringe and Senna on the front row again. Reminds me of Quali today. Oh, what's that? An early start from Satellite? That seems like a bug. I don't know what happened there, but Cringe loses the lead to Senna. A bunch of battling in the midfield. Cappuccino in P6. Satellite after that weird early start. Should probably give those up. We'll see if that ends up even being necessary. Maybe Satellite is giving them up on purpose, I'm not sure. Oh, I forgot to show tires because there's no formation lap, so there's no good time to show them. But here you go. Ligoed and Minico, the only ones on softs. Everybody else on hards. Now all the drivers have to adapt to the new track conditions again, as it's completely dry now, probably. Minico making his way through the field. Minico up 6 positions now. Wow. What's with GR bomb? Heavy damage on the front wing. And he's P12. Wasn't ready for the track in these cars, maybe. F2 cars are notably more difficult to drive than F1, so it can happen. F1 Senna losing P1 to Cringe here, as Minico is on his crusade. Up to P4 already. Minico's on a mission, man. He's on softs. He's faster than everyone. He wants to get clear of everyone and make room for his strategy. He has to slow down here for Ligoed. He has to respect the gap. And Ligoed's also on softs, so it's not that easy, except for Minico, I guess it is. Ligoed just lets it through there. And Minico absolutely cutting through the field here. He's doing all of that with a Canadian accent. And he's right behind Cringe, his temporary teammate. Cringe will also probably fall to Miniko as he is on hards. There you go. And Miniko moves on. So all in all, Miniko up 10 positions from the start. So must have started in what, P11. Nice P1. Very impressive. Oh, Ligo is so close to Senna here. Senna with a strangely early apex there. Probably just went wide. And Ligo is scrambling to make some room here for himself. Alongside Senna, but on this track it's not so easy. Unless you're specifically in turn 1, and then it is kinda easy. Ligo will not be able to use DRS, I believe. Or will he? No, he maybe will, because it is gonna be lap 4 at that point, right? So, yeah. Oh, actually, doesn't need it. There is DRS, though. But he's already overtaken F1 Senna. Now he's looking at Cringe. So these soft runners, they're making up time. Miniko already 2 seconds ahead. Look at that. Everyone is so far behind Miniko here. You can't even see him. Okay, here you can barely see him. But now you can see him. They're around the corner. Wow. Back to Ligo. It's exciting times when only 2 drivers elect to get soft tires. Everybody else on slower hards. Makes the starting laps fun. When you have a clear protagonist to follow as the spectator. Scorenzi, our sprint race winner, stuck in P7 on hards. An impressive show of force from Prema in the sprint race. We'll see if Scorenzi is able to make something happen from P7 in the feature. We only got losing one position to Miniko so far, and nothing else really being accomplished. And Ligo, interestingly, holding position. I didn't know Ligo did so well in quali. I didn't even notice that. Or maybe I forgot. I don't know. Yes, Corenzi stuck behind Cappuccino here. Everybody with DRS. It's a big DRS train. It's F2 Esports. Man, if F2 Esports was a thing, just imagine. That would be so cool. I don't think the game has enough popularity to make that happen though. F1 Esports is barely a thing. Oh, Ligo. Cringe has no DRS here and is on the slower tire. So it was only a matter of time. Ligo down the inside. Earns the inside line. And Cringe staying clean. And Ligo makes it. Now Cringe is the one with DRS. Oh! Cringe doing a little half spin there. Losing it a bit mid-corner. That's a very tricky corner, turn 4. Ligo will be trying to replicate what Miniko did now. And running away from the P3. Probably the next battle we're gonna see is F1 Senna on Cringe. F1 Senna looking hungry. Ligo unable to escape DRS range. Miniko did a bit better there. Cringe still in DRS range of Miniko. That will aid him a lot in the battle against F1 Senna. Yeah. What's that? GR bomb struggling. All right. Don't want to shame him too much. It's his debut after all. That can happen in the league. But he'll know he has to put in more hours, I guess, for next weekend. as the F2 cars be tricky. You can't just be a fan of the game to drive the F2 cars. You have to also like work on driving the F2 cars, or be like really great at racing in general to like quickly understand the car you're in. It's tough. But hey, that's why we also have F1.5, the F1 car feeder for people who don't like F2 cars. So we have Spangly, Cappuccino, and Scorenzy in that order fighting for P5. And we have Ligote, Cringe, and Senna fighting for P2. And as I say that, Ligote finally slips away, and Cringe no longer has DRS behind Ligote. And F1 Senna does have DRS on Cringe. So Cringe might be a sitting duck here soon. Might be in danger. Chuckles, I'm in danger. Hey, Nickman. Thanks for tuning in. F2 cars are pretty frustrating to drive, says Nickman. Yeah, they are. Actually, the F2 2023 cars, I was told by many drivers that they're actually way better. So imagine F2 cars being even more annoying, right? That's how F2 22 cars were. But yeah, they're more tolerable now for sure, but people are still gonna compare them to F1 cars and be like, well, this feels bad. And yeah, if you don't have insane downforce suddenly, you're used to the F1 cars, it is gonna feel bad. But I mean, that's most cars for you, right? It's actually the F1 cars that are special and not the other way around. And you can see that if you play like Assetto Corsa or something, or Assetto Corsa Competizione. Assetto Corsa Competizione. Hey, Cringe is now firmly outside of the DRS range for Ligote, behind Ligote. And F1 Senna still has not made the overtake. There will be a DRS zone here. But the DRS zone is not so amazing for overtaking. The main straight one is better. F1 Senna with a not great exit there. We'll have to wait a little bit more for the overtake on the high tech. Oh, and Cringe losing it a bit on the exit there. But guess what? F1 Senna has to actually slow down, because he's not expecting this kind of mistake from Cringe. Also, the track isn't perfect for capitalizing on that kind of mistake there in that corner. So there you go. But now in the slipstream with DRS, finally F1 Senna able to get partially alongside, fully alongside, hard to say. But Cringe makes it possible, does not do anything wild on the defense. And F1 Senna takes P3 for now. Spangly, Cappuccino, Scorenzy still making that cappuccino sandwich. And Ryu looking to join them with 1 second behind Scorenzy here in P8. In the back we have Nameless Spy and Corey fighting for P9. And we have Satellite and GR Bomb, quote-unquote, lost in the sauce at the back of the grid. They will be looking at the calendar, thinking of other weekends, probably. I've been there. Oh, Scorenzy is so close behind Cappuccino here. But it's so difficult because Cappuccino has that DRS on the car ahead. So Scorenzy doesn't get a free pass on this move. He has to optimize some exit completely with Cappuccino messing it up slightly, and only then can you even attempt to make a move. Scorenzy doing a little partial slipstream here. That's kind of weird. Was maybe trying to go next to Cappuccino before it was even possible. 160 milliseconds behind. That's pretty close. F1 Senna, after overtaking Cringe, actually got in DRS range of Ligote. F1 Senna is cooking. Ligote, despite the soft tires, unable to escape the Campos. The Campos reserve. And we have a nice battle between Scorenzy and Cappuccino. Scorenzy ends up on top for now. He's on the inside. Cappuccino breaks later though. And goes deeper to get ahead of the Prema. Prema stays behind. All this battling slows them down and lets Ryu zap you, Ketchup. And now he's in the mix as well for P5. He has to get past this little DRS tree though. Mineko in the lead, pitting for hard tires. Same for Ligote. I don't know why Cappuccino's pitting. Apparently an undercut attempt from Cappuccino. Yep, soft tires. Spangly. Battle for P5 has turned into battle for P2. With Spangly catching up to Cringe. I think Cringe is faster than this usually. You can tell that Cringe has been spending more time practicing ACC. Because I was expecting Cringe to dominate this harder. It's also possible that he's just focusing on F1. And he's been doing Zandvoort in a Mercedes or something. In a realistic performance Mercedes, perhaps. Because he's reserving today for those guys. I believe we also have Nikon. Nikon reserving for Aston, right? Yeah. It do be. Oh. What happened? Did Ligote lose it? Oh my god, Ligote lost it. I lost so many positions there. All this progress. In the bin. All the hard runners pitting for softs. Who's left? F1 Senna, Scorenzi, and Rio are left on their original tires, and so is Satellite at the back. So, the top three going long. Virtual P1 is probably Mineko right now. Who is in clean air, having fun on the hards. I think Mineko is even P2 in the Drivers' Championship in F1. So Mineko is really good. You can tell in F2 as well, whenever he smurfs. Hey, Cappuccino's close to making a move. Cappuccino versus Spangly. These guys are both on fresh softs. DRS. Spangly does not have DRS on Cringe. Cringe is way too far away for that. But Cappuccino turns in a little too much. Gets that sausage curb. That certainly costs him. And then on the exit, it has a bit of oversteer. The top three now pitting for softs. That's natural. Mineko takes back the lead. So Mineko will be on the slower tire now. Competing with these other three guys who are on softs. And all Mineko has is that big gap he's built up over the event. But things like tire degradation, track evolution, all of those things are working against Mineko now. And in favor of Formula Cringe, F1 Senna, and Cappuccino. What's up with Cringe's penalty? Where did Cringe get a penalty? I didn't see that happen. 5 seconds? Oh my god. That must be speeding in the pit lane then. That's quite a blunder. Oh! F1 Senna going off. What happened there? Spangly sniffing Cappuccino's gearbox. No euphemism. That is literally what happened. And Rio on the back of Ligote. Ligote had a disastrous spin in Sector 2, it seems. And now he's racing these people at the back when he's supposed to be at the front. He was doing so well on the softs. Ay ay ay. Rio with DRS. Oh, they touch. They touch Martin! Oh, Ligo. Ligo's slowly drifting to the right there, not letting Ryu have an inch. But Ryu makes his stick anyway. DRS, soft tires, slipstream, all those things working against Ligo there. F1 Senna's 4 tenths behind Cringe. Where's that penalty? Cringe will be so useful to Miniko here. He might lose a bunch of positions after the last lap due to the 5-second penalty, but he is, as a teammate for Miniko, he's worth his weight in gold. You know what though? Miniko is the one reserving, so I guess it should be Miniko holding people back for Cringe to win here, right? Because Miniko's reserving and Cringe is the main high-tech seat. So that's a bit odd. But it is what it is. Maybe they just want to maximize high-tech gains in the constructors. F1 Senna staying less than half a second behind the high-tech. He's got DRS now and Cringe does not. Slipstream DRS. It doesn't look like it's enough. F1 Senna would have to brake really late here. And he does go for it. And there's a bunch of contact and damage. That may not have been the cleanest attempt from F1 Senna. May have been a little ambitious there. Is it F1 Senna who got damage, or is it Cringe? Oh, it is actually Cringe who got damage? Oh, that's a yikes. So F1 Senna causing damage to Cringe, likely there. I'm not sure if Cringe left enough space either, but with that big of a lunge, you gotta assume that it's probably F1 Senna's fault. We'll see. We'll see in the storage office though if Cringe bothers to report it. Technically, it is possible that F1 Senna earned the space and Cringe turned in early because he was like maybe not expecting the dive, right? But you know, it's hard to say from the commentator's booth because you can't rewind. The two Premas in P5 and P6. Let's have a glance at the tires again. Everybody's on softs except Ligo and Miniko, who started on the hards. I mean, who started on the softs and now are on hards. Alright. So that means Spangly and Scorenzy, unlike last race, Scorenzy will not be aided by a sudden windfall in strategy and tire compound, and will have to work his way through the grid, through the field normally. That might not be as easy as the sprint race. F1 Senna so close to Cringe here. The gap is minimal to the car ahead, which makes it very risky. All Cringe needs to do is slow down a little and your front wing is gone. If Cringe is a little careful. And you gotta remember, Cringe has front wing damage now, so this actually is possible that this happens. That Cringe is like, oh, I have to lift here because I have front wing damage, and then boom, F1 Senna has no front wing either. That would technically be F1 Senna's fault, I think. Because you gotta leave that gap. Oh, there we go. That's what I meant. You could see Cringe slowing down there on the entry. Oh my god. F1 Senna bounces off the wall. Does he have damage now? No, that was actually... Wow, that was actually so lucky that he hit the wall this hard and didn't like die. Or get any damage. That's really extraordinary. Oh, F1 Senna going a bit wide here, offsetting the line. Maybe to avoid dirty air. Or maybe just a mistake. This battle's so close. And it's probably so hard for Cringe, who has front wing damage this whole time. And F1 Senna, despite hitting the wall, does not appear to have damage. You can see F1 Senna desperately trying to signal to the high-tech, hey, give me the inside line, but Cringe is not conceding it. And F1 Senna does not want to repeat the mistake from turn 1. Does not want to dive in from too far away. From too far back. Cappuccino in the PHM is a spectator in all of this. Following F1 Senna along. Let's see that from Cappuccino's POV. F1 Senna on the outside now. Cringe will be grabbing the inside. And F1 Senna overcooks it and loses the position to both Cappuccino and Scorenzi. Oh, and now he's in the wall. Okay, that was probably way too risky from F1 Senna there. He probably deserved that. I had to say it this way, but that was way too tricky. F1 Senna gets too ambitious and pays for it. Flies too close to the sun on his wax wings. And now instead of Cringe holding off F1 Senna, it's Cringe holding off another Brazilian? Because it's Cappuccino behind him. And Scorenzi right behind the PHM. With only 3 laps left, it is looking like a given that Miniko wins the race. Cringe has ensured that. That's for certain. So Miniko very likely to pull a Verstappen here, unless he really messes up and ends up spinning into the wall or something. And really the question is whether Cringe and Cappuccino can hold on to the podium, especially with Scorenzi, who won the sprint race before. On their heels. Nipping at them. He's nipping! Cringe also... Cringe does not have DRS here, and it was pretty clear that F1 Senna lacked the patience to get the position here from Cringe, to get one up on Cringe. But Cappuccino, and also it's possible that F1 Senna had front wing damage. It's just that we didn't really see it. But that's possible because this game does have invisible front wing damage sometimes, and there was that incident in turn 1. So Cappuccino here, fresh new opportunity to get one up on Cringe. And Cappuccino may not have those drawbacks that F1 Senna suffered for the next 2 laps, and same for Scorenzi. Cappuccino and Cringe battling may slow them down and allow Scorenzi to grab the podium. Either from one of them or both of them. Oh, F1 Senna getting it back over Lee Goat. He's in P8 now. Still in the points. Not a complete disaster for the Campos. They're both in the points. We'll see what Cappuccino can do here. Is Cringe... Oh, Cringe losing it. A little bit of oversteer, and Cappuccino grabs it. Waited patiently for that opportunity. And Cringe does not have DRS because of how it worked out in that corner. Oh my god, that is really bad for Cringe. He's on the inside. Scorenzi has to delicately work his way around everyone. He's unable to gain a position. I don't know if Scorenzi can make this happen anymore. Might be too late now. But we'll see. You can see heavy graining on that tire. On the front right of Scorenzi's car. Probably true for everyone. Actually, let's see. Oh yeah, it is that way for everyone. Huh. That's funny. GR Bomb retires in the pits. Doesn't want to bother with the checkered flag. But as the Haas engineer famously says, we'll take the checker to Grosjean. The teams prefer the checker. That's how you get the super license points. But maybe GR Bomb had Gunther yelling, shut up, enough is enough in his ear on the radio. Maybe that's why he's retiring. Well, Miniko crosses the line. No, wait, I imagined it. Never mind. Miniko just started the last lap. My bad. I thought Miniko was about to finish here. Alright. Holy weaving. That reminds me of Elrond from Lord of the Rings, because I just saw Hugo weaving, or Huge weaving, on track. Cringe has somehow retaken P2 in all of this. I have no idea what even transpired there. I'm not even gonna begin to try to explain that. I'm just gonna say what's up. Cringe is on the podium now. I mean, he was on the podium, but he's P2 now, and Cappuccino lost it. Did Cappuccino make a little mistakey into turn 1? I don't know. But somehow Cringe has clawed it back. And Scarenzi is still stuck in P4. Now's his last opportunity to make it work. I don't know if he can. This seems impossible now for the Prema. He's outside of the podium in this frustrating P4 position. That's always annoying. Minico on the main straight now. Crosses the line and gets P1 in the feature. So Minico will be our F2 race winner on Instagram. Or at least feature race winner. And Cringe with the time penalty. Right, there's also the time penalty. Drops back. Cappuccino and Scarenzi getting on the podium. And Spangly is the one who ends up in P4 as Cringe drops back to P6 and Ryu in P5 over Cringe as well. That time penalty really hurting Cringe there. Ligote crosses the line in P7 and F1 Senna in the end gets P8 after a bunch of incidents and mistakes. Oversteer really getting our boy today. Next finishing we have Nameless Pie in the points. He's quite a ways away. There he is. P9. And Nameless Pie is the last one in the points in P10. Nameless Pie, who is very generously sponsoring our extra prize for the Gaza fundraiser. An extra 25 euros will be given away in addition to the 25 pounds being given away already because we met our 150 pounds goal on the fundraiser. Check out the channel Gaza fundraiser for that. I'm just going to quickly show the results. Congrats to Minico, Cappuccino, and Scarenzi on the podium in the feature. They're going to be on our Instagram, that is SimHaven Racing. Check us out. And I'm just going to show stuff and I'm going to sign off because we got F1 happening in exactly 1 hour. I'm going to show race director as well. There you go. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Tune in 50 minutes for F1. See ya.